be joined here shortly with head coach Terry Bowden from ULM. We've got Coach Bowden on. Coach Bowden, would you mind giving us an opening statement to kick things off?
Yes, I would. I'm going into my second year at ULM. I'm excited about the growth of our program in all areas and all fronts. Most importantly, we've got a solid staff. You know, we had lost 6 coaches. As you're going to do at the Group of 5 level, if you have quality coaches, they're going to move at times. But I thank goodness I've been in the business a long time, and my family, we have a great relationship with a lot of coaches. But boy, we're blessed to get 6 new coaches, new defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, special team coordinator. Alonzo Hampton moved over from defense to there. But all 6 of our coaches, 5 of the 6 have experience in the Sun Belt Conference, and they have experience being successful in the Sun Belt Conference. From Matt Kubik, who was here with a very, very good offense, and to Vic Koenig twice at Troy as a defensive coordinator before my brother hired him as a coordinator at Clemson. He was very successful at Troy both times he was there. Ricky Logo, defensive line coach, coached at Troy. John Carr, a longtime coach here in Louisiana, was also at Southern Miss, as well as our tight end coach Kevin is here as also as coach at ULM. So an outstanding staff, and I think that's important to have. I'm just excited about that as we enter another phase of our development of our facilities. We've just got a boom going on in our desire to improve our quality of our facilities. We've made big strides already. I'm spending a lot of time as we try to improve our facilities and get to the top of the conference in all our areas of facilities. It helps me to have outstanding coaches that know what they're doing, so I can spend more time doing that. Players coming back. Last year in the spring, we really were without the players that played. We had about 20 people come in from the portals in the summer, so you're coaching guys that weren't there. Now we probably got 8 starters returning on offense and defense, give or take 1 or 2 that are going to be playing starting next year. And so although there is a new coordinator offense and defensively, at least the guys that are here are the guys that will be lining up starting for us. I won't say we won't have 1 or 2 more on both sides of the ball. I hope we do, but it'll be a very specified search for certain positions that might help us. So I'm very excited about the growth of our football team and from an athletic standpoint, and what we feel good about. The great staff that I'm very fortunate to have here, and their experience and ability to train and develop these guys, knowing exactly what it takes to build a team in this conference. And almost all have recruited this area specifically in the background of their career. And so those things were things that we can enhance our growth in this program. But really, we came out of spring. The biggest thing I found out in spring over the years, and this is my 27th year as a head coach, from Division III up to Power 5, is that we don't get everything accomplished in spring ball. You might as well forget trying to do that. You got 15 days, 3 scrimmage days, so many days without any pads at all. And so you just try to get better and hope you don't get any injuries. What you got's what you got. And so you want to have them there every day, get better every day. And we didn't have injuries that cost us somebody next year, maybe a sprained ankle or somebody missed a few days, but everybody we worked with will be back. And so very productive spring football. We got kicker, punter, snapper back. You got 2 quarterbacks in Chandler Rogers, who ended up being our top quarterback last year. Jaya right behind him that has the exact same skill set, and 2 quarterbacks that we feel very, very comfortable with competing in the conference. Zach Woodard, our #1 defensive player, did not practice in the spring. He had a shoulder surgery right after the season. He's fine, but we really didn't. We held him out of the spring because we really don't need to have him out there in the spring. But he is probably our most talented and productive defensive player comes back. And so now we just got to make sure we have a great offseason program. We get into the port a little bit by the end of the month and see if there's 1 or 2 guys that we might pick up without worrying about getting large numbers, because our next big signing day will be 23 freshmen. That's what we want to get committed this summer and through the season, so that we can get back, like a lot of coaches I think want to do, and get back to getting a good solid freshman class coming in 2023.
Coach, first question here from the media. With your background coaching at Power Five schools, any
Mhm.
insider tips or anything for Coach Clay Helton, who's now at Georgia Southern after being at USC?
Uh, no, you know what? Football's football. I found that, I get a kick out of when these writers write about this is the number one recruiter in the country. This is the number one defensive guy in the country. Dadgum, they got the most 5 stars in the world. No wonder they're considered the best guy. Well, they're not having to sell anything. They go out there and recruit to the best school in the country. I find that some of the best coaches I've ever coached against are at group of 5 schools or even lower. And I think that coaching is coaching. I do believe that there is a lot more hats you got to wear when you change from those to make the change down to a school, and you got to be willing to do it if you're going to be successful. But I think coaching is still coaching, and if your strength was calling the plays, call the plays. If your strength is delegating those responsibilities, then delegate those responsibilities. But don't change what you do. That's the main thing. Be what you are. Don't change what you do. I learned a long time ago I couldn't be Bobby Bowden, and Jimbo Fisher coach was with me 14 years. He found out he couldn't be Terry Bowden. He hadn't done bad being Jimbo Fisher. I will say that. But anyway, I think the key is to use your strength. And there's so many good coaches out there, and we face a lot of them every week here in this conference.
Coach, one last one here for you. You returned both of
Mhm.
your all Sun Belt picks in wide receiver Boogie Knight and kicker Callum Sutherland from last year. How valuable is their leadership heading into the 2022 season?
Well, both of them critical. Caleb he can kick the ball he is a great kicker, and he's got that ice in his veins type of mentality. He really doesn't panic. He doesn't get nervous. He may not make everyone, but when we line up, and we got into a habit last year, and I'm so glad we did because he won a couple of games for us. Every single day we're out there, we move it back. Okay, how far can you kick it? It might be 52, it might be 54, but every day we practice during the season, we see where he can kick it. And when we go into a game, he's got to kick a 52-yarder to win like he did against Liberty. He has the ability and confidence to do it. So we're glad that he's that. Boogie is he's the trendsetter. He's the leader. Boogie, for whatever, of course, he was in his last year. He played for me at Akron. He transferred there from Ohio State. Boogie is the greatest worker I've ever been around now, and I've been a head coach a long time. He decided this last spring on his own. He gets up like 5 to 7, gets 2 hours in. 11 to 1, he gets 2 hours in, and about 5 to 7, he gets 2 hours in. It's on the field by himself. Anybody, and all of a sudden you have guys joining. You got 2 or 3 guys. You guys may join him in the morning. He did it every day. So he is going to be as good as he can possibly be. But more importantly than that, Boogie Knight will make other players on our team the best they can possibly be.
Coach Bowden, thanks for the time this morning. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.